staff economic development commission to speak about potential areas of regulation. From this outreach, there were here, one of which was sidewalk vendors provide an alternative option to food that's available, and in food deserts specifically, provides only nearby food access. Existing regulations and procedures are unclear, difficult to consistently enforce. Current city resources and capacity present an enforcement challenge. A comprehensive sidewalk vending program and additional staff could be enforcement. Concerns regarding trash and debris left by patrons of these sidewalk vendors were concerned. There was also concerns with ADA accessibility and potential areas of traffic concerns, traffic congestion, not only vehicular, but pedestrian as well. There were concerns with noise and nuisance issues. Sidewalk vending provides entrepreneurial opportunities, though some are concerned that sidewalk vendors do not currently contribute to the tax base and have fewer fees and regulations when compared to brick and mortar businesses. Health and safety concerns were also one of the biggest common themes, including food safety, proper disposal of grease and products, and the safety of sidewalk vendors themselves is also a concern.
You're on.
So I'll hand it over now to Deputy City Manager Katie in Europe to discuss regulation recommendations.
Wonderful, thank you so much, Daniel. And just an overview, as we've talked about, SB 946, we will generally allows food and merchandise sidewalk vendors to operate on public sidewalks and pedestrian pathways, and these recommendations reflect that, and also protect public health, safety, and welfare, such as preventing the blocking of sidewalks. The benefits of these regulations are it creates clear rules for vendors to operate under, provides legitimacy through business license and permits, ensures health safety through that health permit, and facilitates education and compliance by providing recommendations allow for additional vending opportunities in beaches. As our outreach indicated, these were preferred areas to allow for vending. So we're going to talk a little bit about prohibited operating areas. Again, they're generally allowed on sidewalks and pedestrian pathways. These regulations are anything on top of that, right? So prohibited operating residential, no vending on properties that contain protected habitat and mitigation areas. No vending on city property subject to a lease or operating agreement in areas under the control of the private operator. And we have several distance requirements as well. No vending in the public right of way or any area that blocks the safe flow of pedestrians or vehicles on the sidewalks.
It's fine. It's
All
probably
vendors
fine.
must maintain a minimum 4 feet of clear sidewalk pedestrian path width as a path of travel. Sidewalk vendors may bend in the parkway. This was done to
Trash.
the diagram coming up on what a parkway is. Essentially,
It's
that
people's
space
trash,
between
guys.
the street and the sidewalk that sometimes
Straight up.
exists. And this is to allow
That's cheap right there, guys.
more space where vendors
Check out his
can
face.
operate. And also allow
His
for
face,
free
guys.
passage. No vending on any public property that
Look at
does
him.
not meet the definition of a sidewalk or pedestrian.
Look at him, how
path.
aggressive he looks.
No
You want to zoom
vending
into
on
him?
any slope greater than 5%. No vending in
Look at
any
him.
location that obstructs traffic signals or
Yeah,
regulatory signs.
that's what
No
represents
vending
Long
within
Beach, guys.
6 inches of the edge of a curb.
That's what
No
represents
vending
Long
within
Beach.
5 feet of an
Check him out.
above-ground structure. No vending within 5 feet of a bus or metro stop. No vending within 10 feet of a driveway, alley approach, or marked crosswalk. No vending within 10 feet of any camera on east rear or wide parking. No
This
stationary
city is
sidewalk
trash,
within
guys.
10 feet of an
Straight
entrance
up.
or exit to a building structure.
When you got
Facility,
leadership like
fire
that looks
station,
at you like
emergency
that,
exit.
they're
And
trash.
just to clarify what we mean between, we'll use these terms of stationary side on the table is not on wheels and is not moving through on the sidewalk. So no stationary sidewalk vending within 15 feet of a fire department connection, fire hydrant, fire lane, or any fire backflow preventer. No vending within 15 feet of an outdoor dining patio, sidewalk dining or permanent parklet, or a location with a valid encroachment permit. No vending within 15 feet of a public restroom. No food vending within 15 feet of a public restroom. No vending within 15 feet of a street intersection, loading zone, ADA curb cut, parking space, or individuals with disabilities. And so here's that diagram that I promised. It does include an example of a parkway. It has several examples of the different distance requirements and where a vendor could conceivably set up. To continue, no vending within 25 feet of a beach access point, no stationary sidewalk vending within 40 feet of another stationary sidewalk vending, no vending.
He makes a whole lot of money.
Railroad crossing, no vending within 100 feet of the vehicle entrance of any fire station, police department, hospital, lifeguard tower, lifeguard headquarters, or any other emergency response structure or path. No vending within 100 feet of a posted sidewalk or street closure. No vending within 1 block of a school within 30 minutes before opening hours or 30 minutes after closing hours. No vending within 500 feet of any permanent special events, swap meet, farmers market, or filming permit. And then in areas zoned as parks, this includes parks, beaches, and piers. Stationary sidewalk vendors are not permitted within 500 feet of any concessionaire. No vending within 15 feet of monuments, statues, memorials, or art installations. Sidewalk vendors shall not vend in the parking lots of any public parks. Stationary vendors are not permitted to vend on bike or shared paths, but may vend within the space 10 feet off of the path or adjacent to the path. Stationary vendors may vend within the space 10 feet off of a pedestrian path. So again, this was intended to be more permissive, to allow a kind of a zone within 10 feet adjacent to these pathways where vendors may set up and operate. Roaming sidewalk vendors are not permitted to vend on paths, so shared paths or shared use, it's not pedestrian only, but may vend on pedestrian paths and may stop to briefly conduct a sale.
This is what you call unity?
Roaming not vend on green space and shall not
Charles.
interfere with any sporting events or for use of any designated sport areas. Sidewalk vendors shall not use any vehicle to drive onto pathways, turf, or sand areas. Sidewalk vendors shall take appropriate care to not damage turf, irrigation, or any other infrastructure. We have some operating
Y quedamos,
conditions
mami,
and
por ir la gana,
operating
güey.
hours. Roaming vending activities on residential blocks may occur between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. or sunset, whichever is later. Vending activities on non-residential blocks, excluding parks, may occur between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. or the operating hours imposed on other businesses on the same block. Vending is permitted between 8 a.m. and closing time of the park or sunset in parks where there is no designated closing time. So, in operating requirements, sidewalk vendors shall operate in a space no larger than 80 feet, clean up all trash and debris, spills, grease, and oil related to the sidewalk vending activities within a 10-foot radius around their vending area, maintain adequate trash containers in or on their sidewalk vending conveyance or location, only set up chairs or umbrellas for the sole use of the sidewalk vendor, and umbrellas cannot exceed a maximum height of 8 feet. Sidewalk vendor could then park, and you see that path where they can set up. This is another example. So not in the parking lot, but if there is a shared use path, they are able to then adjacent to it if there is a space available and it is safe to do so. To continue operating requirements, vendors shall comply with all applicable laws relating to the employment of minors,
You got notice of
follow the
babies.
expanded polystyrene ordinance, follow the noise ordinance, follow the public facilities disposal of refuse and Pacific area sanitation requirements.
I want to introduce
Sidewalk
yourself.
vendors shall
Check it out.
not vend to
Let's
any
introduce this
customers
clown right here.
moving vehicles, rent merchandise
Who's
to
that?
customers, solicit
I can't get
sales
his
by
name.
traveling door-to-door
I'll get his name right
on
now.
private property,
I'll
set
get his
up
name right
tables,
now.
chairs,
Don't worry.
umbrellas, or canopies for customer use, hang or affix any items to above ground structures, fences, gates, or onto public or private buildings, display merchandise or food that is not available for immediate sale, sell any controlled substance, drug, or pharmaceutical. And to continue, vendors shall not sell any food or merchandise that requires verification of a minimum age for purchase, sell any vaping or drug paraphernalia, sell adult-oriented material or animals, sell counterfeit, stolen, or illegal goods, sell weapons, use amplified or non-amplified sound-making devices, use any electrical, flashing, wind-powered, or animated signs, use an electrical outlet or power source that is owned by the city or another person other than the sidewalk vendor, empty the trash
Just turn it on back. See that?
dispose
Did
of
you guys
items
hear
or
that noise?
material into
He
the
just
curbs,
turned it
gutters,
on.
streets, drains, or storm drain system,
See that?
or onto any other private property, or public or private property.
Turn
Drive
on
onto
that
or
camera.
otherwise stage their vehicle on the curb, property, or sidewalk. They comply with all posted parking restrictions, adversely affect the city's ability to perform municipal functions or furnish city services, interfere with the performance of health inspectors, public health officials, police, firefighters, lifeguards, and emergency medical personnel. They may not obstruct the free and easy access to and departure from any portion of any public landing, pier, or wharf within the limits.
Guys, he's mad.
And we do have.
Look, I got him all on video right here, lad.
Residential zones only, minors operating vending equipment for temporary use or
They
selling
want to turn into Florida.
501c3 charity for the purpose of fundraising shall be exempt from the requirements of the ordinance. Access and accessibility provisions should still apply. So we will be requiring vendors to obtain and display a business license. The recommended fee is $300, and this is estimated to be at full cost recovery. Vendors selling food or beverages must obtain and display a Long Beach health permit unless exempt. The recommended fees are and this has come before council before for consideration, so $253 for tricycles, $300 for food service carts without plumbing, $730 for food service carts with plumbing. Plan check fees range from $250 to $1,165 based on the risk levels associated.
She's a Llorona too. Don't get her
And the
involved. She's a
program
Llorona
is
too.
estimated to require a $260,000 annual subsidy to pay fees at an affordable level for our vendors. This is recommended requirements they might need to comply with the health permit.
Impossible.
Enforcement finds a revocation of infraction or misdemeanor, and here is a table to kind of outline what those penalties might be. Enforcement, so as of May, the city council adopted a resolution to prioritize education for sidewalk food vendors. And this currently involves 2 educational visits prior to an enforcement action. Of course, if there's an imminent health safety hazard, immediate action will and can be taken. So effective January 1st, 2023, the retail food code was amended to relax certain structural and operational requirements for lower risk sidewalk food vending operations. And so this is one of the conditions that was set forth in that.
So the guys that are implementing it, guys, all these 3 people right here are the ones that are implementing it with our street vendors.
Satisfied, we are revising our process following this meeting to continue to educate first, but to allow enforcement after the first educational visit. Staff does intend to return to council with a resolution to repeal the resolution 22. 072 and return to the normal enforcement, which would continue to promote
stay
the
tuned for this
education
one,
but
guys.
allow enforcement actions to occur concurrently. Given the mobile nature of sidewalk vending, enforcement can be challenging and additional resources are required. There are $40,000 estimated in one-time costs, but no appropriation requests at this time. This will help us integrate sidewalk vending into the Go Long Beach app and also help us fund much needed education, outreach, and enforcement efforts. The estimated annual structural increase is $367,053, and we have the breakdown between the health department and the financial management department. Be responsible for the health-related impacts in the health permit enforcement, and financial management will be enforcing on the operating requirements for vendors, and as well as the business license. So next steps, we look forward to City Council's discussion and feedback on the recommendations tonight, and hope that we're able to go on to the next step of having the city attorney's office develop and draft.
They just told me that it was butterflying. Is it butterflying still? Or am I good?
For consideration. The council will have a first and second reading of this ordinance, and once adopted, education and outreach will occur for the new regulations. After the ordinance is adopted, in the coastal overlay zone, the new regulations will be on hold until certified for inclusion in the local coastal program by the Coastal Commission. Existing regulations, such as requiring a health permit, can still be enforced. The Coastal Commission process is focused on coastal development inside the coastal overlay zone, which is roughly within a mile of the coast, and this process can take anywhere from 12 to 18 months. And just because I know everyone is following the food truck regulations as well, those recommendations are anticipated to be presented to council in summer of 2023. And thank you, and we're here for any questions.
All right, thank you. So what I'm gonna do, because we have 27 people signed up for public comment, we're gonna hear from the public, and then we'll take it behind the rail. Everything that you heard are lists of options on the menu, and thank you so much, Katie, and your entire team. I know it's a lot of work, so we want
Stay tuned, guys.
The council will build a motion, and then that city attorney will draft the ordinance based on that motion, and then there's additional review. Planning commission level, and then 2 more times at city council. So you have multiple opportunities for additional input here. But we're gonna hear public comment, and then we're gonna begin to build a motion, based on city council recommendations. I'll read the first 10. Cameron, Zuffi, Iman, Gabriel Perez, Kamyar Zadeh, Savannah Ford, Ryan Greenhat, South Central Audit,
All right.
Stephanie Lynn Newfield, and Michael Newfield. That's our first 10. Please come forward.
I'm watching.
They're gonna hear it right now.
It's Cameron.
All of them are gonna hear it.
Cameron, please come forward.
Believe that. What's up, bro?
Well, I appreciate all of the movement that's happened with street vendor reform. I'm a little disappointed to see that there hasn't been much reform proposed for enforcement actions, which have been the drivers of that enforcement. And it's the unjust treatment of street vendors that has prompted all of these changes to the law on the state and the city level. I'm really hoping that this council will consider looking at another moratorium against enforcement of street vendors while this permitting process is being established. SB 946 went into effect in January, and I have personally since seen videos of street vendors having their cars confiscated and their food thrown away, and that just should not be happening anymore. Thank you for your time.
Hell yeah.
Good evening, Major, City Council, and everybody who's present right now. My name is Super Gonzalez. I'm a street vendor for the city of Long Beach, District 1. The reason why I come here is to talk about the street vendors. We go out there, we work really hard. We wake up every morning, and sometimes we go home at 3. One thing I want to say is that we're not criminals. We're just trying to make our living and work really hard to prepare our bills. And I hope you guys support us as we support you guys when we voted for you guys to be our leadership. And we're expecting you guys to help us out. Thank you.
Thank you, Iman. PEMON, going once, going twice, scratch. Gabriel Perez.
Hi, Mayor, council members. My name is Gabriel Perez. I'm a community organizer on Lane's Long Beach for Just Economy campaign. Our vision for Long Beach is one that prioritizes the needs of working families of color to ensure that workers, renters, and immigrants live with real agency and dignity. That's why we're here to urge the city council to reduce the harsh restrictions being recommended for street vendors. Usually for government regulation, but that list was pretty long. The ordinance recommendations are unreasonably restrictive and stand to make it damn impossible for street vendors to operate successfully in the communities they serve and contribute to. They also lack cultural sensitivity, like especially the sound restrictions. The taqueros and panaderos in our neighborhoods keep us fed and bring communities closer together. They contribute to vibrance, flavor, and cultural identity of our city just as much as the brick and mortars that uptown commons on Pine, 4th Street, or 2nd and GCH. These workers deserve an equitable opportunity to set up shop and thrive here in Long Beach. Please do consider this crippling ordinance with equity lens and no punish working families, just trying to make it. Thank you.
Mayor Richardson, council members, and city officials, my name is Kamyar Zadeh. Thank you for this opportunity. We just heard the definition for sidewalk vendors, and I'm supportive of programs that help lower-income and immigrant communities. However, it is puzzling to me why the city has not taken measures against the on-premises restaurants operating
Appreciate
illegal
those 3
sidewalks.
guys right there. Look.
These are not sidewalk vendors. They do not fit the definition provided by SB 946. These illegal restaurants are knowingly operating without a business license and a health permit. These operations provide no opportunities to lower income and immigrant communities. It appears that some are exploiting these communities by paying them meager wages for their hard work. You're adopting requirements for sidewalk vendors, that's great. However, these requirements will not have an impact on the restaurants operating illegally
Your
in
Honor.
our sidewalks. There's also a talk
Your Honor,
about
guys.
citations. Do you really think that citations are going to be effective, $100, $200, even $1,000? This will not dissuade these restaurants from operating illegally in our sidewalks. They make far more money than to care about these fines. Suppose you try to issue a citation. Whom exactly are you going to cite? They have no business license, no health permit, basically no one is in charge. I've observed that when the health department takes away all their food, they restart in an hour and continue operation. Even when the health department
Thank you.
impounds their food, they continue operation the next day.
Thank you, sir.
So take the matter seriously.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
Honorable Mayor.
Crybaby,
Council
guys.
members,
Check him out.
My name is Ivana Pope, we represent
Crybaby.
the office of Senator Menendez's office. I will be sharing a statement on behalf of the senator this evening. Last year, I had the honor of working alongside
I'm gonna turn the crybaby. Oh, look.
from my district to pass SB 972.
Crybaby, guys.
To a more equitable and
That was him.
well-regulated food
Look.
economy.
Crybaby.
Sidewalk
Meh.
provides vital economic opportunities for low-income and immigrant workers to build their micro businesses to support themselves and their families. The proposed ordinance recommendations are
Check
restrictive
him out.
and do
You
not
see him?
support and
Look,
promote a
you can see.
robust legal framework that allows.
So you can see that they're looking at him.
Tonight,
It's a crybaby
as Long Beach
right here.
considers regulations for the local sidewalk food vending program, I urge you, Mayor Rex Richardson, and city council members to adopt policies that build on that progress of SB 972 to create an inclusive food economy that allows these micro entrepreneurs to grow, prosper, while ensuring health and food safety. Sidewalk food vendors are a part of the culturally diverse and culinary richness of California. Let's ensure we are creating policies that support them. Thank you.
All right, so Lisa Weiss Consulting and the public outreach report, prepared by the city staff is targeting street vendors. Reading on the recommendations this group gave, they're trying to implement these things within the city that are going to make it impossible for the vendors to feed their families. They're using things like traffic control, people with disabilities, traffic congestion, and things like crowd control to try to target the vendors. But I'm here today to let the city know that if they go through with this, it's going to show all of us how you only work for the rich and target those who struggle. Because if y'all want to talk about traffic congestion, let's talk about these fast food corporations who have lines that go into the streets and obstruct traffic.
That part.
The fast food corporations who exceed the capacity limit of people being allowed inside. Because those are the places that truly block the sidewalks. Those are truly the places who have the most violations. Targeting the struggling class is the lowest thing one can do. These rules and regulations are already put in place, making it nearly impossible for the street vendors to have a chance to even make ends meet. Trust me, the city targeting the street vendors is not gonna look good. Protect the street vendors and stop targeting them on the land that they're indigenous to. Because Long Beach has a lot of attention. I wanna make it clear to anyone who targets the struggling class, anyone who targets the struggling class will be held accountable. Long Beach has admitted to the homeless problem. Targeting the street vendors is setting them up for homelessness. They live off.
Facts.
They live off a daily wage.
Everybody.
So really consider that. For those who worry about tax contributions, check the rich before talking. And I just wanted to address the guy right here. He's a damn crybaby right here. So people to know.
South Central? How you doing, boss? My name is South Central Adam. I'm here. I support the street vendors. I support the people. My family lives in your city. I love your city. I love what you represent. It just trips me out that in the beginning of the whole ceremony, since you've been right here since the beginning, all you guys been talking about is pure positive stuff. But when it comes to these guys over here, they want to divide the community. You asked me one question, man, how you guys expect for the community to become one? When these people right here want to divide the community, won't they just come over here to you guys and tell you guys how can we make it better? They want to implement stuff that we're never gonna achieve as street vendors, bro. Never. It's never gonna happen, you know? So I want to address this. I'm here to talk about the street vendor community. We need the people to be more with the community. This is not LA County, this is the Long Beach. I know you guys implement a lot with LA County, but this is Long Beach. I know you have a lot of power, right, you know? And I know, well, I'm all about accountability. That's what I'm about. And I'm gonna hold people accountable that target the street vendors, that you go out there and target the people that don't have no voice. And let me tell you guys something, man. You guys implementing tickets to the community out here, just remember something, man. Those tickets that you guys are giving the people is gonna make it harder for them to get their papers when they try to get their papers. Because when they got that ticket on their record, it's gonna make it hard for them to get their papers. So these people might talk about fines and stuff like that. That fine is gonna make it hard for them in the long run, man. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys take this measure real serious for the people. Because remember something, guys, every single one of you guys up there work for the people. Remember that. Thank you. Yoron.
Hey.
Crybaby. Yoron.
I love Long Beach. I love, that you are championing this, and you encourage the entrepreneur, the micro entrepreneur, the hustler. I love that. However, without proper guidelines and regulations, this bill is gonna continue to backfire. The bill intends to, level the playing field in the hopes that food vendors will continue to climb the ladder and move up from a street vendor to a food truck to a brick and mortar. However, unregulated street vendors are affecting our current brick and mortars. The bill seems to create and continue the misconception that it's us versus them. It's not. I'm us and I'm them. I started my first restaurant in Long Beach in 2011 by myself with every single thing in there from thrift stores so that I could open the doors with nothing. And I had to meet every single health requirement, safety requirement, ADA requirement, and I hustled and I worked my butt off, and I stayed open, and I opened my second restaurant, and have, I'm standing here today. I am all about the micro entrepreneur, the entrepreneur becoming the next level, all about it. But there are other parts of this that you seem to know.
Thrift shop. Thrift shop. Crybaby.
You are too, huh?
Crybaby. Jump on.
Mayor, council members, city manager.
Damn, all those guys are crybabies right there. Look. Every single body crybabies over there, guys. Wow. That's why it says save our jobs.
We're very supportive of the opportunity to have street vendors in this town. We want them to have the same opportunities that everybody has. They're entrepreneurs, we're entrepreneurs. We've all been through 3 years here together in this chamber, probably several times here, discussing the great issues that face this shutdown. Right now, just interpreting the rules that we just heard, the recommendations, I just want to be clear that I understand them. Some of my favorite Mexican restaurants, for example, are in the building right here, Lola's, Baja Sonora, Taco Shore, a lot of great places. The way the rules stand now, my understanding recommendations
Boo-boo.
are that if their parcels were taken away, their temporary parcels were taken away, they can't set up in front of their own restaurants and sell food right in front of their own restaurants on the sidewalk. But someone else can, subject to these rules. Unless they go ahead and spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for a permanent permit, and what they do, and then the street vendor can still set up within 15 feet of
Yoron.
permanent apartments. Is that the rule? Is that what the recommendation is? The city staff can just respond or not? That's the issue that I think is tough to reconcile. We need to find something.
Yoron. Hi, baby, guys, look.
We got through 10, okay. Jose Dolores.
That's the crybaby zone right there.
Pamela Bedell.
That's the crybaby zone.
Ryan Hoover.
Check him out.
Kieran Go.
Crybaby.
Rod Frontino.
Man.
Juan Guerra.
Get it.
Josh Beadle. Joe Irwin. Mike Nettleson. And Karen Rizal. So Jose is up first. Jose Dolores. Anyone? Okay, we're gonna scratch. Pamela Beadle. Okay, please come forward if you heard your name called. So Pamela, you're up, and following Pamela is Ryan.
Good evening. purchase bar, two of them are in Long Beach. While a lot of the vendors, we noticed that at
All llorones, guys, look.
our businesses are during the daytime.
All
It
llorones.
doesn't affect us as much, however, it
All
definitely
llorones.
affects our community and our fellow business owners. We have seen vendors set up in front of, at their restaurants, all the other restaurants are coming. We are not sure how people are even paid, we're not sure how. Why does not right no more? So there's a lot of concerns. Why does not right no more? That's what y'all are. It's been a lot for us to survive these last few years.
You're lying.
So just to make sure things are being fair, that, we appreciate you guys for your time.
Say their job. They're about to crow, guys. Look how old is he?
We just make sure that everybody stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Ryan.
Oppressor,
And then Karen.
oppressor.
It says saves the jobs, but who works for them?
Exactly. No, exactly, that's what we're
Everybody
talking about.
just address the council. Please, proceed.
It is essential that we take protective measures to ensure the safety of our citizens, as well as to protect our beloved city from potential lawsuits. Food street vendors play a significant role in our community, operating a diverse array of culinary delights. It is imperative we establish the enforcement regulations to guarantee the well-being of our residents, though, as well. First and foremost, we must address the issue of food safety. Many vendors adhere to proper hygiene practices, there are instances of lapses occur, posing significant risks to public health. Additionally, requiring food street vendors to carry insurance is a crucial step in safeguarding the interests of our city. Accidents happen, and in the unfortunate events of an accident, liability.
You guys, everybody, they got that shirt right there. Our crybabies. Look, check them out. There's a lot of them.
By enhancing law enforcement, we can also issue such, we can also address issues such as overcrowding, noise pollution, and traffic congestion. It is our duty to protect the public's well-being and ensure the long-term prosperity of our city by taking action now to demonstrate our commitment to create an environment safe and inclusive.
How much generational wealth do you have?
Let us work together to achieve the essence of the city by prioritizing the safety, health, and well-being of our
She's
residents.
mad, guys. Look. They're mad. Look. They're mad.
So they only like brown people when the brown people work for them.
Good evening, council. Here in Golf, I own the 908 restaurant, and also president of the Long Beach Restaurant Association. The other thing we've had is kind of some of the health department regulations that we need to follow. We have hot water, so that our folks can wash their hands for 20 seconds. That's always blocked whenever health department.
Damn, look at her finger.
Why is not required for street vendors?
Look at her
If
fingers.
it's foodborne illness or cross-contamination.
I'll do it in public, look.
Regardless of whether we have a food cart or whether we have a restaurant. You
I'll do it in public.
For insurance, we're all required to have insurance. This is California. It's expensive.
Oh,
It's
they don't
thousands of
know right
dollars. Why do street vendors not require that? So
She must
those
not
are
know I'm
two
the boss.
aspects.
She must not
Give
know.
us some of your generational wealth then, to help them.
Llorón.
I'm just here to say that I tell you
Wangera?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Please proceed.
I'm a co-owner of one of the restaurants in Long Beach. I'm just saying that we're all the same. There's no difference in here. The only thing I feel that we all have to follow the rules. I want to see something for everybody. I don't think it's.
Shut up.
People. And the thing is sometimes if we don't do the proper thing on the streets, the same thing that we do in the restaurant, our city will hurt people. And the simple thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because your food is nasty. Because your food is nasty.
Okay, Josh is gonna defer, and then Joe, Irwin?
They can't even pay their workers a living wage.
Joe, Irwin here? Okay. Okay, next is Mike Mendelson.
I'd like to defer.
Okay. Next is.
He's scared.
Karen Rezai.
Karen. Karen.
Perfect name.
Hello, Karen Reside. I'm speaking as a resident of the First District and someone who enjoys the occasional food cart food, willing to take a chance. I've made numerous comments on the health and safety issues. I think they can be overcome. I think it needs to be clarified. My big concern was having access to restroom facilities and having places that have public restrooms.
You're
not
about to
allowing
die.
Food cart vendors.
Too worried about that.
Access to facilities, I think something needs to be included on that. And there's nothing mentioned about who can operate a food cart. I don't want to see people that are on Megan's list.
Guys, she's complaining, but she's about to die. That's some real shit.
And there are schools. I think that doesn't coincide with any other legislation that you all have been passing lately. And I think we should look at, should people with drug convictions be operating the food cart? So I see those as two potential problems that are not covered in the ordinance. Otherwise, I think it was very well written. Congratulate the city. I know this was a very difficult job. But we support immigrants and want them to have a place where between that and caregiving, at least there's some jobs that can be offered to a broad range of people. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Eric Garcia.
You're about to die. What are you worried about it for?
I'll outlive you.
So I'm gonna read the
I went to a diabetes girl.
Garcia, Robert Molina.
She got the diabetic socks on.
Diane Burkholder, Bree, James Swazo, and Sterling Steffen.
Yes, sir. You get it, Bree.
Please come forward.
You get it, Bree. Y'all
So,
seen them all
Eric,
with the
you're-
highlighting for this is easy jobs. That's my boy. He knows what's up.
That's right.
I think overall, the bill that was alluded to earlier was passed with the intention of decriminalizing, and I think the conversation here today around citations, enforcement of that citation, is criminalizing even though the misdemeanor sort of penalty isn't there. In practice, what is happening is still very much criminalization. Like there's a fine, there's a group that's going to be targeted, and that was by that fine. And so, like, what are we doing to reconcile the sort of equity issues there? I echo the sentiment that while the city is trying to figure this out, there's additional moratorium on enforcement until you realize what is an equitable way to enforce whatever it is that you sort of decide to move in the direction of. Overall, the recommendation is to restrict it. And shout out to the people at the Long Beach Post, which what I'm gonna see that there's a real on TikTok about somebody going out with measuring tape that kind of points out how ridiculous some of these regulations are, and they're like 5 feet from this electrical box, 15 feet from this sidewalk. It's ridiculous. It's too restricted. And like shout out to them for the awareness that they did, and they went to a park, and with the measuring tape kind of demonstrated what that looks like for food vendors. The city should also address sort of the survey response and demographics, and sort of what inequities existed within vendor, income, racial disparity in the corresponding, sort of looking at that and building an analysis that considers income level as well. And then lastly, the culture of the micro entrepreneur is found in street, that is found in street vendors is one of the hustle and diversity we should be celebrating.
Good evening, Mayor, good evening, Council, good evening, Long Beach. My name is Robert Molina. I'm a Latino owner here, business owner in Long Beach, family owned. And first generation Latino, we have been in the restaurant in the city of Long Beach for about 13 years. But I am also a vendor. I work with a lot of the vendors around the city with special events, with festivals. So I'm here to say, there should be somewhere we can meet in the middle. I know that there's a lot on the agenda tonight. There's a lot of people that want to speak, but I think hearing everybody's concerns, and as a restaurant owner, hearing from everybody that is a restaurant owner, and everybody that has worked hard to be where they're at.
Llorones.
Well, to tell you that it is, I'm here just to represent that we can do something as a city to make everybody feel comfortable, or at least put it down and work together.
Yes. I agree to that. Keep the money in Long Beach. What? What's wrong with that?
Council, Mayor, I'm here with a similar message as Robert. I'm first generation as well. My parents immigrated here in the 70s. And, you know, I've had the opportunity to, you know, be born here, grow up here. The food is always the fabric of any city. You know, you got New York City, and you have all the vendors, and there's a fabric there that has worked out. You know, when you got the hot dogs, and you got falafels, and over here, you know, in California, we were very Latino oriented. You know, our loteros and paleteros, and, you know, our taqueros. But I also agree, there has to be a medium, you know, there has to be some sort of ability for these people to be able to make a living, for these folks to be able to operate, and also a roadmap to get people to also become brick and mortar businesses, because I know that there's a lot of them out there that would like that, and probably dream of that as well. But there has to be obviously some help from the city, and my ideas would be for there to be some sort of program that helps the street vendors in an ability to supply hand washing stations, you know, supply anything that ordinance is asking for the city to be able to work out some budget to be able to assist and get everybody into the right compliance.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. No.
Did it say right?
You said Diane, or you said?
Yeah.
Diane.
And then Breed and James and Sterling.
Hello, good evening, I'm Diana, a resident of the second district. As a CSULB graduate and equity and inclusion consultant with family ties here to Long Beach back in the 50s, I'm deeply disappointed to see these restrictive recommendations on our local street vendors. They remind me of the ridiculous and confusing park designs we've all done before. I visit Bluff Park in Monteclair Beach several times a week. It is my happy place where I can go to recharge, although SB 946 was designed for local jurisdictions to implement their own policies to best suit their communities. These recommendations do not seem to be in keeping with Long Beach's rich history in mind. On the contrary, they will further disenfranchise even more working-class residents from participating in our local economy. The firm that created these recommendations, Lisa White Consulting, is based in San Luis Obispo, predominantly 70% white community. Long Beach is only 28% white.
Facts.
And the majority of the staff are white or white presenting, and that's not centering the needs of the most impacted communities and individuals of our communities of color. If the council accepts these recommendations as is, it will further perpetuate systemic racism, especially anti-blackness and anti-immigrant sentiment. It will drastically change the landscape of some of our treasured community spaces, such as our local beaches and parks. I know I won't visit my happy places often if the street vendors are restricted.
Brito.
My name is Bree. My organization is called Revolution Televised. We have a group of team members that represent the Black and brown community, and we're uniting unity through our organization, Street Vendor Unity. I'm here today on behalf of my indigenous brothers and sisters and my Black brothers and sisters as well in this community. My organization and the team members, we voted for you, Revolution. We voted for you because we've seen the relationship that you had with our former mayor, who had balls in this town, right? Who's open gay man, right? And we appreciated him in this community. And so we voted for you because we knew that you stood side by side, hand in hand with him, and we knew that you would have that same, okay? And we know that you just came into office, but we're counting on you, sir. We're counting on you to make the change to happen. We're out here in the communities, and what no one is talking about with these street vendors is the fact that they're getting attacked, they're getting killed. We're having buyouts for them, for their families, for their widows, for their children that are crying for them because their fathers are no longer here, right? These people don't understand. When I look up at what's going on and what they have out here, it reminds me back in the 60s when they had the red line, right? And we couldn't get houses as Black people and minorities period in this country. And we're doing the same thing in 2023 with the street that's going on. They want to feed their families. And there's nothing wrong with them feeding their families. And the people with the highlighter t-shirts on, what they don't understand is they have their generational wealth behind them.
That part. Yeah. That part. That part.
But they don't sit there and think about that. They don't sit there and think about that. They have their backs with their generational wealth. And it's unfair for them to come and talk about minority people.
That's right.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is James Boswell. I'm Executive Director with Long Beach Forward. I'm also a resident of the 6th District.
I'm speaking tonight on behalf of Long Beach Forward because we do our work because we believe that race and income shouldn't determine someone's future in Long Beach. And the reality is that whether we want to acknowledge it or not, it does. And so for us, we really think it's really important that we recognize that Long Beach is a city of wealth and opportunity. And we should be we shouldn't approach policy from a point of scarcity, but rather abundance, right? And we have to acknowledge that the recommendations as proposed don't allow for that. They don't allow for the opportunity for us to have the rich diversity and the cultural diversity that we want to have in Long Beach, and that people actually come and celebrate and why people choose to live here. We also want to acknowledge that it's not good policy to not have understanding over maps or understanding of like where we could talk about places that might exist. In theory, if we don't understand where actual street vending could exist in these recommendations. These distance requirements and operating conditions are restricted to the point that they obviously discourage street vending and further penalize low-income workers who are trying to make a living. I want to go and echo some of the comments that were made previously by members of Audit as well in terms of the policy recommendations that we can see revised from this. And from an equity analysis, this not only creates barriers to opportunity as proposed, but also has cultural impacts. And we should be celebrating our rich and diverse immigrant community rather than penalizing them. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I came here to speak and share some perspective on this topic. I support that thing. I support the cultural diversity it brings to our city and to other cities alike. I have a business that supports vendors that brings vibrancy to the community and gives people opportunity. I think what was proposed is very well intended, albeit a bit complex and difficult to interpret. And I can understand why people would be intimidated by that. However, I do think it's important that we broadly acknowledge that public safety, from the pure standpoint of sanitation, cannot be overlooked. Hand washing, bathroom facilities, trash disposal, things of that nature are things that need to be carefully.
Carry top? Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Sir, please.
What happened?
It's only about washing hands.
Cancel, sir.
You talking, man? I'm talking to my people right here.
You're threatening people. So
No one's threatening no one.
No one threatening.
There's your privilege. There's your white privilege.
Yeah,
You
you
turn
don't
around.
have privilege in here.
Yeah,
We
get out of
have
here.
freedom of speech.
Get
here.
out of here. Okay.
That's why we're here.
City process, guys.
Trademark.
I'm talking to the gentleman in the front row. We want to have a healthy discussion here, which means we gotta hear both sides.
You see what he said on camera? He said I threatened him, bro. Like, what is wrong with him? That's why I record.
Look.
Respectfully, if anybody comes to the mic, we gotta let them finish.
It ain't no healthy discussion when you're targeting the brown people. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it.
So thank you. So that,
Look, Mayor, I appreciate you, Mayor. I appreciate you, man.
we're gonna take the conversation back behind the rim.
Thank you.
Before we go to the council members, I'll just start with, the council's got its work cut out for itself in figuring out this issue. We talked a little bit earlier about what the process looks like. This is the first step. City council has done an analysis and made recommendations to the city council. Consider it a menu. Some things can make it in, some things can be changed, some things might not make it in. And then the city attorney does their part. They take the direction that they've heard from city council tonight, and they advance that for the first level review at the planning commission for input. And then after that, it comes back to the city council 2 times for input. I also want to say that, what really resonated with me, and we listened intently to everybody who gave public comment here. When I heard I heard someone give their narrative that, hey, there's a relationship here between the restaurants and the street vendors, and that Long Beach and every city is a lot of times known for their food and the food culture. I think that resonated with me. Here in Long Beach, we've got our work cut out for us in making sure that we grow our local economy, that we play to our strengths, our culture, our identity, who our communities are, Latinos, Blacks, Cambodians, and a lot of times it's connected to the food. And so when we hear one side versus other, what we need to do is focus on, because a policy is going to pass. The question is, does it strike the right balance or reflect on the future? There's a relationship between what government does and what community does. Government stands up structures and systems. That's what this attempt is, this process is. They stand it up. Community and stakeholders like restaurants and others, they show where you miss the mark. They dismantle when it doesn't work. So the building and dismantle, there's 2 sides of the same coin. It needs to happen in order to get to the right system. So it's an iterative process. we're gonna go through it. We also should talk about, you know, the relationship there is a direct relationship between, when someone knows that a community is known for certain food, sometimes that food may come from somebody's kitchen table, somebody's grandmama's restaurant, or even a street vendor. There is a relationship. You know, street tacos didn't get up in restaurants if they didn't start off on the street.
Sure.
There's a
That's that part.
relationship.
Thank you.
But there has to be that transition. So when I heard, you know, Luis and Robert talking about, you know, hey, let's make sure that we build that bridge for individuals who are street vendors or whatever, to achieve that goal and get on the pathway to having a brick and mortar. If that's what they choose to do, then we have to think about how you create that process. So what I'm gonna say is we're gonna go to the council, we're gonna have some space while we build this motion and kind of talk through some of these details. It's big, it's complex. There's definitely a lot to figure out here. But I will say my hope is that this wasn't ready for public consumption. This was ready for the council to engage. But as we go through this process, it has to be, the deliverable has to be something that is clear. What's presented here is not clear. And whatever comes forward, we have to be very, very clear, whether it's through the education, whether it's the rollout, whether it's the phasing, however it is, it needs to be clear on how this works for our community. Because the last thing we want to do is implement a process that is unclear and leads to enforcement on some, when the conversation began here with how we protect violence against street vendors. And I want to make sure we remember that that was one of the early themes of the conversation, was the violence against street vendors. And so we don't want to perpetuate that, but we have to make sure we stand up a process with integrity, a process that is very clear for people at the end of the day and promotes what the law says we have to do, which is health and safety and accessibility. That's what ultimately has to come through. I know that there are questions about, questions about can one locate next to a restaurant, or questions about whether individuals at the taco stand are being paid a fair wage. I understand all those issues, and I do, think that those need to be vetted. But within the city of Long Beach, what we can regulate is very narrow and very limited. We can talk about health, we can talk about safety, we can talk about accessibility. Is that correct, Madam Attorney?
Yes.
Okay, so the comments from the council, I want to hear about health, I want to talk about safety and accessibility. We can't get into issues legally that are not within the purview per state law of what we can engage in. With that said, we're now beginning the council deliberation.
Thank you, Mayor, and I do want to thank staff for putting in the work in this presentation that you did with these recommendations. I do agree with the Mayor that it is unclear, and not only do we need something that is clear, we also need something that is palatable, that the community can actually understand and see where this is going. In addition, I also want to say how thankful I am to SB 946 and SB 972 that set out the foundation for street vending that is aimed at decriminalizing this line of honorable work. The reason we are here today is because of a horrific incident of one of my residents, El Señor Fernandez, who was an older adult street vendor who was brutally attacked 2 years ago while trying to earn a living by selling his elotes. Since then, there have been many more recorded attacks on our street vendors. The Hood Santa, Tito from Local Hearts Foundation, provides bulletproof vests to protect our street vendors from being shot at.
Thank you.
Yes. Although I commend Tito and other food vendor advocates like Eden on their incredible work they do to protect our food vendors, it is our job as a city to provide a safe, equitable pathway to a permittable street vending.
Yep.
Crafting an ordinance will legitimize their hard work and protect them from being attacked and allows sidewalk vending to continue contributing to our thriving economy. We have a diverse pool of small businesses.
She's getting my
in
vote,
Long
bro.
Beach.
She's convincing me.
Supporting innovative
She's getting my vote.
and
She's
unique
convincing me.
entrepreneurship pathways is helpful to everyone because it helps increase pedestrian traffic, activates areas, acts as a safety prevention component, and ultimately it helps feed communities where food scarcity and poverty exist. Therefore, I want to highlight a few things in this item. I know city staff makes every effort in our outreach, and I know that we can't reach everyone. But I want to point out something of the demographics in our survey respondents, which contribute to the recommendations we heard today. Specifically that over 40% of respondents make over $100,000 in income, and that the racial demographics and vendor respondents compared to business owners are very telling. We need to make sure that voices of the most impacted are at the table, because of that, it was disappointing to see the results of the data.
That's right.
Although the street vendors were invited to the table, I keep hearing that they feel that their voices were not reflected in the recommendations. Something else missing in this item are notes of the cultural contributions of our street vendors, from the elote man to the tamale lady. The cultural contributions, especially in the Latino community,
They're leaving. They're taking out their shirts. They're losing hope.
And if they will only make
They lost hope. Look, they all took their shirt off.
more vibrant,
Look at them, guys. They all took their shirt off. Look.
and pray.
All of them had their shirt on. Now they took them off. Look.
I've heard very strongly
Look at 'em.
from my
Look.
Latino serving organizations that prohibiting the use of bells and chimes is culturally insensitive, and it makes me question the equity process used. I know that the recommendations are a result of a lot of hard work, and that the intention here today is to provide feedback, and I really do appreciate that. My feedback is one, the recommendations are overall too restrictive in my eyes, and they don't align with the spirit of SB 946 and SB 972, which try to create a pathway to permittable vending. Number two, the cultural contribution of street vendors that contribute to making Long Beach an attraction is missed in this item. Let me see, how much time do I? I'm out of time, I'll cue it back up.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Allen.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate you. People, tap in with Mary, man.
Thank you for coming out today. I really appreciate that, and also appreciate the work of Lisa Wise Consulting. I know this is a very important issue, and in the spirit of SB 946, today we're taking steps that would regulate the way that we work with vendors and the way that residents interact with our vendors. One of the things I do like to point out is I do appreciate that these vending opportunities provide all types of entrepreneurial opportunities for many folks. And I love entrepreneurs. I love all the businesses that are here, and I love all the folks that are starting their businesses as vendors. And one of the things is this a low cost option for people to come into do vending. And it also provides opportunities for undocumented, or for Black or Indigenous and people of color to establish a business, and all of that is really important to our community. Now, with respect to food, I appreciate the inclusion of the health and safety code requirements. I know the last gentleman was talking about that. I appreciate what you were trying to say. You know, we have to make sure that folks have proper sinks and hand washing stations and refrigeration. I mean, those are things that I'm concerned about. You know, if you're selling fruit or corn, not so much, but if you're selling meat, you know, we want to make sure that this is safe, so that's important. So now let me talk specifically about District 2. We see a lot of vendors and on Perro Beach and our Bluff Park areas. So I do have a couple requests that I'd like to make. The item today recommends prohibiting vending within 25 feet of the beach access point and prohibiting vendors to be within 40 feet of each other. And I just don't think those conditions work for that area and that green space down at Wanapero Beach. So for other locations, these recommendations may make sense, but for the Wanapero Beach, who has multiple access points and has plenty of space for vending, I don't think that we need those conditions there in that green space. So
Thank you.
asking is essentially for a special vending district there in that green space, if we can make that happen. And then additionally, with SB 946, local authorities can establish regulations within parks to prevent commercial activity, which would unreasonably interfere with the scenic and natural characteristics of the park. So I'd like to make sure that you know, it sounds like that vending, you know, going up like on the Bluff Park area, you know, could interfere with people using the park. So I understand the spirit of that, and I know that I definitely have gotten several concerns from residents in that area that are spending time with their family, and it could obstruct the scenic view and characteristics of the park. And then nextly, the roaming vending activities starting at 7 a.m. That seems kind of early to start those. So I don't know if you could consider maybe starting those a little bit later, maybe 8. And
But
then
Chick-fil-A open up
also
at
I
6.
do have 1 more minute. With regards to prohibiting amplified and non-amplified sounds such as speakers and bells and chimes. I think that's important for these vendors, you know, just like an ice cream truck or a vendor that has, you know, that has a horn or to, you know, to alert people that they're out there. I don't have a problem with that, but I just think like we do with ice cream trucks, like if you're stationary, we don't want that horn going, you know, but if you're moving, I think that makes sense. But I definitely don't think that we should eliminate that. And then also with regards to electrical flashing or you know, automated signs, I don't think that we need that condition. I don't think there's any problem if someone has the flashing sign on their cart. So I have 30 more seconds. Okay. I also want to talk a little bit about the importance of, you know, enforcement. One of the things that I have seen with the vendors is a lot of trash. So, you know, making sure that as these vendors are cleaning up and that they're properly disposing of all that trash is going to make, we need to make sure that we are enforcing that. So my time is up, so I'll keep back up. Thank you.
You know what I would like to do, because it's gonna be a big, complex motion, I'm gonna let you finish all your recommendations. Councilman Zendejas, the same, and then we'll keep going through the list of speakers. Finish all your recommendations, so we have a complete list. And I see, Councilman Zendejas, you made the main motion. I see you keep teed up. So we're gonna consider all of these friendly amendments to the motion and come back to it at the end as a safer process. So please continue, Vice Mayor.
All right, thank you. Sorry about the end of that, folks. I was talking so quick, so hopefully you got all that, because I was trying to get all that into my 5 minutes, and this is probably one of the few times I've been elected I've actually used all my time, so sorry about this, but this is important stuff. Also, I think we also need to make sure that all the vendors are following our styrofoam ordinance. So I don't want all this terrible stuff, especially a lot of people who vending down the beach, in coastal areas. And then when we look at the fiscal impact of sidewalk vending, we can subsidize that right now and get things off the ground, but moving forward, I think we need to find a way that we have a full cost recovery. Yes. So ongoing cost is estimated to be a minimum of $367,053 per year, as it is now. And the revenue generated by the sidewalk cleaning program inspection and permit fees is anticipated to offset only a portion of those annual costs. So moving forward, it would be nice if there were some options for full cost recovery in the future. That would be great. I also would like to see how we might build a program that supports the business improvement districts.
That's right.
Because I know that there are some limitations there.
You fail.
And I'm gonna stop right there for now.
You're live.
All right, thank you. Okay, so you have all of those in. We're gonna go back to the maker of the motion. What we're gonna need to do to keep track of this, finish your comments, get through all your recommendations, and then that will be your motion. And we're gonna include, for the sake of this, consideration of all the additionals.
He's just trying to
Then I
save
will
his
go
business.
through city staff, go through, make sure we're clear, then we go to the next speaker and add, and add them on. So we're gonna build this as we go. So, Councilman Zendejas, go for it.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And I just wanted to, finish my thoughts from earlier. I think that it is very important that we come together to work on something that's gonna, enable us to provide a pathway to vending, while also making sure that we are keeping our residents safe.
Da-na-na-na.
To be able to
Da-na-na-na.
consume whatever is being sold. So
Eh, goodbye. Wah! Wah! Cry baby. Wah! Cry baby. Can't do shit no more. Take your sorry shirts out of here.
To save the jobs, trying to go against the street vendors, trying to say that street vendors are taking the jobs. Really?
Hey, Ryan. Oh, no more yellow shirts, huh? No more yellow shirts, guys. Check them out. They ain't got not one yellow shirt on.
Zip up this sweater right now, guys. Oh, he didn't no more. This is what happens, guys. You guys want to complain about the street vendors taking your jobs? Well, you guys are the ones who took the stand. You guys are the colonizers. You guys are the problem. Why do you start?
Where the crybabies at? Look. Wah! Look, this is a privilege right here for getting escorted. Look. This is a privilege right here. Wah! Crybabies.
See, that's the privilege we talk about. That white privilege, getting escorted, guys.
Look at it. Getting escorted by the puercos right here. These pigs right here, look. Getting escorted. Excuse me, boss. What's your name and badge number, though, man, since you want to escort it?
8291.
829. What about you? Name and badge number.
Davidson, 8445.
8445. Where's the other one at? Where's the other escort at? Right here? I'll get you right now. I want to just escort my crybabies out of here. Crybabies, out of here. Bye-bye. No more crying, guys. No more crying, guys. You guys can absolutely do nothing no more. Wah. Wah. Shut up. Shut up. Keep on walking. Shut up.
Don't mind them.
Shut up. Shut your ass up, fool. Keep your ass walking, fool. You ain't doing shit. Shut up. You ain't doing shit. Shut up. You getting escorted by the cops, fool. You getting escorted by the cops, not me. You getting escorted by the cops, not me. Check yourself out, clown. You getting escorted by the cops, not me. So find yourself. You'll be famous by tomorrow, bro. You'll be famous by tomorrow. Find yourself, Llorón. Find yourself tomorrow. I'm not hard to find. You too, crybaby. Shut up. Crybabies. Crybabies.
Yeah, both of us are. That's fine.
Llorón right there too, look. Llorón. You gotta go this way. You gotta go this way, guys. Wah.
Their own race. Their own race.
The people that work
Shut up.
buy their homes.
Shut up. Shut up.
I doubt
Shut
if you
up.
pay your people anything.
Shut up. Shut up, dirtbag. Get out of here. Get out of here, midget. Hey, boss, you blocking my way.
You can stay with my partner right
Wah. Cry baby. What up, cry baby? Bye-bye. Took your heart, huh? We took your heart, huh? Y'all look sorry as hell walking away. They ain't doing nothing. You think they're gonna do something? Shit. They ain't gonna do nothing. Wah. Cry baby, shut up. You think they're gonna violate our rights? Negative. Negative. The cops are escorting y'all sorry asses. Shut up and get to your car and get your asses home. Go drink your milk and cookies and shut up. Shut up and go milk and drinking cookies. Yo, Long Beach, put your seatbelt on, man. You already know what it is. The camera's watching, man. Seatbelt on. Cry babies. Rayo. Cry babies. Shut up. Jump your little midget ass back in the car. Shut up.
Look, it's Chris Jericho, Justin Bieber, Ellen DeGeneres. I'm confused.
Cry babies. We'll be waiting right here. What kind of car you guys drive? We'll be waiting right here. We ain't going nowhere. You be safe. Hey, that's right. Hey, check it out here. Look. You guys got your phone on right now? You got your phone on right now? I'm on YouTube Live right now. Check it out for yourself. Look. Look. My YouTube channel. Give one sticker. Scan the code. Look. Look. I'm live.
Oh, shit.
So check it out.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Ryan. Placas. You got the placas. Just don't block their way, fool.
Look at y'all. You guys got it right here. All the crybabies.
Go
Go home, loser. Go home, loser.
Placas, look. You're on, guys. All these guys that are coming out, they were getting escorted by the cops. All these guys that were coming out right now, they were getting escorted by the popos.
So they're trying to find a different way to go now.
Nope, there's no other way out. Come to daddy.
Put your seatbelt on. Hey, make sure you have your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on.
Safety first, remember? Safety first.
Oh, we got another officer coming?
It's okay, let him come. Let him come.
Because when things don't go the white person's way, they feel harassed and attacked, y'all.
Sick ass.
Wow. When things don't go right, they feel harassed and attacked. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yo. What up? Get the plates. Get the plates, guys.
Underscore Ryan 333C.
South Central audit. Boo boo, my boy. My boy.
Revolution on televised, man.
Revolution on televised, guys. Make sure you tap in, my boy.
Killed him, my boy. You killed him with that. My boy.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, let's go back in there, bro. Hey, Edgar, let's go back in so we can hear.
Yeah, they almost finished.
What they thought, huh? What's wrong with them?
I know that shit is bullshit, man.
Let me tell you, bro, a lot of people aware now. They aware, they accept that.
Wait till June 11th, bro.
You know?
Wait till June. We gonna make hella noise, bro. Hella motherfucking noise.
That's why everybody who's on the live and everybody who wants to support, you know, lemon for that street.
Show up.
You better show up.
Show up.
That's all we need. Just show up.
Show up. Support the vendors. It's simple.
Question. Can I take a picture with you guys?
Hells yeah, you
Oh,
could.
I'm so excited. They're here.
Here, find me on YouTube channel. Here you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
How
man.
y'all doing?
Oh my god, good. You guys are hilarious.
I follow you guys. I'm like, dang, you guys like.
You guys are like
They like watch the
fearless. Oh
vlog,
my
dude.
god.
Oh, we do this for the people.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, we do this for the people so they could be aware.
I know.
Like what it is, you know. And they want to silence us.
It's
I don't know
tough.
anything
Our
that's
dad's
going
a
on.
street vendor.
Yeah. So I'm like,
I get scared for him, you know. I get scared he's out here
Hell
literally
yeah.
making money. I'm like, damn, like, and then you come into these spaces and they're not scared to talk. They're not scared to go over here like we're worried about them. No, you're not worried about those workers. Like they're literally shit about them.
Like, and then they want to come here as all your own. That's why I expose bootlickers like that. You know what I mean?
Because that's funny. I'm like, why do you think they're right too? Like,
Follow us and follow Greenhead Artists. Follow Revolution. Go to the event on the 11th.
Revolution
Oh, my
_on
phone's
televised.
Edgar the Cop Watcher. He's on YouTube Live. You know, all of us. That's what we are. You know.
Support black.
Scan the code. Scan the code. That's when I'll be live. I'm live right now. So.
Support black and brown
Yeah.
unity.
Revolution _
_on televised.
What's the back, right? Yeah.
Little vibe.
We're not impeding the traffic.
They serve that white privilege, huh?
Woo!
the white lady, the guy with the hat, they were
Hey, let me
walking
take,
with the
let me take a
cops,
selfie.
like,
Everybody.
Yeah, you were,
They were
yeah.
all like, look, they're BFFs.
Okay, we
Wait. Bam!
Put the hat on her.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna tag you guys. Thank you for
Hey, tag us though. Tag me on Instagram. Tag us.
We have an event June 11th. Big black and brown unity event.
In Long Beach, right here.
Yeah.
Hey,
At
you
Recreation
guys-
Park. So
you
just follow.
see
If you guys follow us,
Yeah.
you'll see.
All of us gonna tag it on the
You said
story.
who's the vendor? Who's the vendor?
My dad.
Right here.
Tap in with us.
Tap in, hit the DM.
Thank you.
Okay. This way.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now though, that mayor, he ain't with that bullshit.
No, he not.
He not with that bullshit, bro. Like I said, like man, I told y'all who my cousin was, right? I didn't want to say it up there, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, this my homeboy, man. Steven
Appreciate
right
you,
here.
man.
Long Beach
Social Experiment Podcast.
Oh, cool, man.
Hey,
So,
you
cool.
guys follow each other, man.
yeah, I just follow you and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is unexpected. We didn't know about this.
Yeah.
It's
Kept
just
it-
sad because as a food blogger, that's the whole purpose of why I started doing it, is to help people.
The people
communities.
put their word out
Yeah,
there. You know
and
what I
then
mean?
When I was inspired by the Hood Santa because he was passing
Yeah.
out pepper spray because they were
bulletproof
getting
vest.
jacked,
Bulletproof
and then
vest.
bulletproof vests.
And some of those
And then
yellow
we did a
t-shirts,
blanket
I know them
drive,
personally, and
and we-
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Bullshit,
And we
right?
did a blanket drive, and we raised over
And
300
if you don't
blankets
show up
for
to this stuff,
homeless. You will
Y'all
You'll
coming
never,
right now.
you'll never know how they really feel if
Y'all
you don't
coming
show
right
up
now.
right here.
Yeah.
Because this where they come
Yeah.
to express their racism. You know what I mean? Like this is exactly where they come.
And the reality is
Well,
that people
I mean,
eat wherever they
in
want to eat.
fairness, like
you know?
Trademark does have small business
Yeah.
there. He
Cambodian
does,
Cowboy.
He does
I
promote,
support him.
That's true.
and he promotes small business at his business.
This is the thing, though.
Not
All these
of
small
them
business
are
should be
that
smart
way.
enough and be like, you know what? We should do a conjoined type of stuff, even in their own parking lot, and
But
be
I
with the
think that's
community.
what-
Think that's what's
I
gonna
think
help
that's what
out.
the mayor was
You know what I
trying to
mean?
say is that he does want each of like that lady Mary's in the house. She had some great facts. Like
Are these guys the
liked
yellow
her and
shirts?
Respected her.
I think some
No,
of
these-
them. No, these are
No,
good
these
people.
guys are the different people.
Different. They're the
But-
other ones that left.
But the lady mayor's in the house, she had some great points, and I like that the mayor allowed her
Is that her?
longer time.
Is that her? Is that got one of them highlighter shirts? Oh no, okay.
Did you snatch it from somebody or what?
Hey, we're brown. We have businesses here. It's not like that.
So what is
No, our thing is
No, it's just it's finding the right pathway for people.
Because I feel like when you roll with people like that who are spreading like racism and hatred of
No,
people, I
that's the
think you're
difference.
kind
No,
of.
that's the difference. Is that's why we're here. The mayor actually wanted people of color to actually coincide. And
We
talk
know.
to people. So
We know Mary Richardson.
of course, so that you understand that that's.
Well, that's what he said, yeah, and that's why we're here. But our thing is to also, if we can help in any way, to help everybody else.
Yes, rather
I'm
state
down.
that from the beginning because everybody wants us right away. bash shit. You know what I mean? We don't want to hear no more. Like the people, honestly, look, the people don't want to hear that shit no more. The people want to hear this is what we got to do for the community to come together. That's it. We don't want to hear, because we want to. We don't want to hear none of that shit. Not me, not my boys. We don't want to hear that. What can we do to make it better? What can we do to bring all the community together? That's what it's about. It's not about coming with all kind of shirts like that pointed all you guys out together, instead of not wearing all your shit and you speaking your voice, because by you wearing that shirt is that you putting yourself how they speaking straight out.
It's like, my boy, the last time you heard Save Our Jobs, it was some people protesting Save Our Jobs, like saying the Mexicans and the brown community are taking their jobs. Like, and the reality is,
you understand what I'm saying, bro?
That's why those shirts are offensive.
And the reality is they're at a vending with a little thermostat trying to warm up their tacos. So as food bloggers, we come in to support them, and I see that point because there's the raza that can't afford a beautiful sterling
brick and mortar, bro. We can't afford a brick and mortar.
So if they're making tacos on the street, and if regular gente, hardworking people are going to pay $1.50 to support them, because when I see that, I see my mom and dad that busted their ass 6 years raising 6 kids, working 6
I was going to
years,
say that too, because
So
my
as a
mom,
food blogger,
she didn't have
that's why I did
education, but
And
she
I do
cleaned
feel
homes,
torn.
ella limpiaba casas.
Going to trademarks.
And,
I love it on
she
TV.
worked her ass off. So for me, the way I look at it now is to be able to, if I could extend my arm and get people to come up too, because I seen it happen.
Because we don't want to hear that competition.
Yeah, but it's a trick though, how having them 3 guys coming over here, bro, and try to divide the whole shit, to speak the whole thing. And I appreciate every single council member that was there. They brought it up to the attention. Like, that shit doesn't make any sense to us, because that's crazy.
Is that the biggest challenge that happens with the brown and black community is education.
Yeah.
Is that things are being taught to people. These are the things that you need to do to get to a certain point. And it's hard because I think that's the biggest thing. That's the challenge, that brown people are very scared. Because usually the people that are coming to organize.
That's not true, because we're not scared. The thing about it is that they come at us with stuff they cannot accomplish. You trying to make it seem like they're gonna come, we help out. You guys do not help out to that point, because whenever there's a stop, you guys give up.
And in the reality,
because they can't do it no more. They came past that point.
Well, I think that's the part of.
I think that's the part where the mayor is trying to come to a happy medium and bring both sides.
But you see,
to
there's
sit
like
at
a
the table
difference though,
and
because
listen.
throughout the years, there's been like all these rules and regulations that continue to accumulate, and all these rules and regulations that already were set in place were to make it impossible for the vendors to sell.
I also
and they
think
just keep
that the
doing
rules
that.
and regulation got very relaxed during pandemic because everybody was cooped up.
How is it gonna make it even good for you that you're a footie? How is it gonna make it good for you?
It's not going to be good.
Because how are you gonna be able to promote businesses?
How are we supposed to go?
How are you gonna promote a business, bro?
I do it from my heart, so I'm not making money off
No,
of
but how
it
are you gonna
with my-
promote somebody's business?
Exactly. Well, you're going to do brick and mortar, but you're not going to be able to do the taqueros if they're putting limitations on it. So that's why I wanted to come, because to your point, that was the whole reason why I started it. I mean, for me to do my food blog and go out during a pandemic where we all didn't know whether we were going to live or die, but I thought, well, shit, if I'm going to go out there, I'm going to go out with this in my heart, knowing I'm helping someone, because there's so much homeless. And it was getting cold during that time where they needed blankets, they needed supplies, they needed toiletries. So I thought, well, screw it. I'm gonna ask brick and mortars, I'm gonna ask taqueros, I'm gonna ask the ice cream parlors, anyone who wants to put up a box, and let's start donating blankets. And for me, that was the catalyst of why I did what I did. And that's
I started doing what I was doing because I started seeing street vendors getting attacked.
Oh, absolutely.
And when I reached out to it, and it was like, you know what, bro? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Nobody was out here. I'm gonna tell you straight out what it is. Ain't nobody was out here at the point of attack within like hours of time going out there and looking for the situation, videoing and taking a video, because nobody.
What was his name? Ranting Ramos, him and his wife. Jose Ramos was passing out of his own pocket, and at the time he was a security guard. Pepper sprays, him and his wife, and God rest her soul because she passed away. But he put money where his mouth was and was passing out $10 pepper sprays to the fruit vendors and taqueros to protect themselves. And then later, I started to see the Hood Santa, who I follow, and then I started partnering with podcast
Where's he at? Who's
blockers. He's from
I'm
Long
gonna bring
Beach.
it back to what Louis said. Strong people here. Let's all come together and just come up with some solutions. Talk
Yeah,
together.
we have
That's
to
what's
brainstorm
needed.
and come up with solutions. Because at the end of the day, attacking each other isn't.
He's like, for me, it's this, like, why they don't make it a point to where they could give, you know what? it's not gonna work. We're giving them a permit, but we're gonna allow a permit for them to keep the money in the community in Long Beach, bro. Like, get a permit for them to keep the community here in the city. What's wrong with that?
It's their city, and they want to.
Like, what's wrong with that? Like, you guys want to bounce somebody else to go to a different city because where there's no more taco, where there's not those street vendors no more, you know what the people are gonna do? The people are gonna leave the city to another city and take their money over there instead of keeping it in their own city. So the objective is to keep the money in Long Beach,
That's why
bro.
you go like this, because you're seeing vendors coming from where I can't go over here with you. I'm gonna go to Long Beach and make my money. And Long Beach over here is gonna be over there. So
Well, I
it's gonna
mean,
be like this.
I live in Alhambra, and I drive all the way to Long Beach just to food blog. So I mean, because the food is so great out here. You guys have great restaurants. I mean,
It's a lot of ethnicities out here.
yeah, and the culture and the vibe is here. So I mean, I think that you have that.
I mean, I'm all about protecting my street vendors. You know what I mean? I'm out here for my vendors. That's what we're about. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because the mayor personally asked us to come and talk and kind of talk from both sides. You know, so he goes, hey, he specifically told us to.
Hey, you too, man.
Good night.
I'll give you a sticker.
No, I love stickers.
Yeah. My YouTube channel, man. My YouTube channel. I'm live on YouTube right now. Look.
Oh, dope.
There you go, man.
Oh yeah, let me get a picture, dude.
Yeah,
We'll take. Oh, let me take a picture.
and follow me on Instagram, South Central
We'll have
Audit.
to take a picture, and you guys could be together.
Damn.
I got you.
Come on, Green Hat Audits, caiga.
Yeah,
Caiga. Let me take a picture right here with us.
Yeah.
Please, porfa.
Toma, son.
And tag us. Come in, right?
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Everything, dude.
Bam, ready?
Take a
You
picture.
take a picture of us?
Yeah.
Hey, how about we all take a picture?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta take that yellow shirt off, though.
Hey, you gotta do like this.
Come take a picture.
Let me get it. Be like, they're gonna crop them on us later on. My
Wait,
boy.
go ahead, go, ready? Come on.
Hey, Bree, get in this, Bree.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Tag us, man. Tag us.
I got you, man.
Tap in with us.
I
Tap
follow
in
you.
with us.
Tag me anything
Tap in
you
with us.
need. Just
Tap in with me.
Yeah,
Send me
got you.
DM so I can know you in
I
shape.
got you. I
All
got
right?
you.
Estamos.
You can lighten it.
I'm gonna collect the info. Here you go.
Put your
See,
info
like,
down.
I feel like,
Reach out.
like for
All right,
example,
bro.
like I had a talk with business and she had an issue.
Where are you
with,
from?
Long Beach.
Long Beach? Look, like street
You have
vendors
a-
are not
para
only getting tracked by
ponerte
harassed
Yeah,
by the
you're-
public, but also by public
Bueno, ahí,
code and public safety, or code enforcement, public safety.
Hey man, we don't just do activism together, we gonna have fun, hang out, these my brothers right here, man. You know, that's why we all here together. If he didn't couldn't make it because he was at work, but you know what I mean, like, but we all part of the same team, bro. You know what I mean, like, so we represent for street vendor unity, they all have their different organizations, but we all come together collectively for black
Me,
and
like
brown.
me when I started doing I'm a cop watcher. Like I'm a cop watcher. I'm an auditor. Like I film the cops, hold them accountable, make sure they don't violate people's rights. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. But when I started seeing street vendors getting attacked and shit like that, and then cops not showing up doing nothing, that's when I popped up in the scene and I started voice for the street vendors, bro. Like because they need the voice, bro. They need it. You know, they need to come out and put the camera on their face and go to public health department. We do that. We do that. We go to public health department. We go to everything and expose them just like they want to expose our vendors, bro. And that's what it's about. It's not about okay, it's gonna be right now, bro. Like you guys are just primarily. Honestly, a lot of the public health department they target the people, bro, and that's wrong, bro.
I know that.
That's wrong, bro.
I know that more than anything. I know that more than anything. I understand that more than anything. Hey, can you take a picture?
There's no competition and shit.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And especially not like we have
And
to.
having that
Come on, right?
understanding.
In a picture.
Or I feel like you have to understand where
Nah,
everybody.
Brenda don't do pictures.
You do pictures?
Can you take it for us?
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, cool.
Come on, Edgar.
All right.
Lighting is not. Oh,
I have a night mode, I think.
oh, it'll fix it.
I think so.
It went away.
Wait.
It went away.
Went away? Let's see. Maybe we might have to. You guys got fancy phones.
Oh yeah, this Pure Galaxy knows my boy. Look,
That's what I got. I got it. I got actually.
I got
phone.
top notch, boy.
It's an old version.
Not just one, two of them. Look, one right here, and then I upgraded with this one. But it's the best phones you could buy, bro. Galaxy is better than iPhone, hands down.
Pixels make it look like the Rock.
Hands down. Camera wise, everything wise.
The camera does look pretty dope.
Dude, that looks great.
Yeah, this is, and I'm live.
That looks really
So,
good.
People say they hate your shirt. I'm just letting you know.
I'm
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
I'd rather
kidding.
donate it than leave it
Okay.
Donate to who?
To homeless.
I'll give it to
You should.
Hey, somebody's gonna
Yeah, they have no shirt.
Don't even do my homeless like that.
Yeah,
When I
man,
go out
because then
and
they
say,
gonna get beat up and chased down the
Look,
street.
look. My boy serious.
I go help out my homeless and someone donates some cops.
I'm just-
I'm not even gonna put that out there.
Look, you guys are all dudes.
Yeah.
You guys are all dudes. Just a perspective. The way that you guys go against other people intimidates even me, would intimidate them, and it could cause friction. I'm just saying.
Well-
As a woman that was not represented by anybody there was like one other girl there, to be honest.
That's true.
You have to remember there's not a lot of women
Hey,
business owners.
it's
There's not a lot of
2023.
women vendors. It's mostly men. Put it in
We
perspective.
gotta go. We can't.
No, actually,
No,
no.
that's not
No,
true.
there's not.
That's
Yeah,
not true for street
80%,
vendors.
80% of vendors are
That is
women.
not true. That is
Yeah,
not
that
true.
is
No,
true.
80% of the street vendors?
Yes,
We're
bro.
the ones
We
that
out there in the
right
street.
now.
We in the
That's what I'm
streets.
saying. We do
We
this.
are in the
We do this.
Within a 5-block radius from here.
That doesn't matter. Like we're talking
We're
about
in the
overall.
streets, man.
We're
Like,
talking
so we
about,
know
I'm talking
that.
about Long Beach.
Yeah, but
Nah,
like
we're
I'm saying,
talking- we
we're
don't just represent
all-
Tell me
we're
one.
all
We
over the
represent
place.
all of them.
We are. We're from LA
I don't
County.
hear
We
no
go.
names.
Okay, what's wrong with a girl and a guy? What's the difference?
What is it? Big
What is the difference? Whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl, what is the
You
difference?
guys are talking about safety, talking about all
Yeah,
these protocols.
anyways.
This is
No,
big
but
one.
my thing
Hey,
is
good
when someone
too.
comes at my
Hey, good
people
shit today,
hard,
guys.
I'm gonna defend
Hey
my
man,
people
tap in with me.
And thank you
You
for
know, like,
doing what you guys are doing.
Hey man, we do it for the people, man, and we're not gonna stop. You know what I mean?
It's like when
I
they-
catch,
when
I
they-
expose all bootlickers and all. Oh, check out the channel, bro.
Oh, yeah,
On Instagram, look, go to Instagram. You got Instagram? Check it out, bro. So tapping in with you right now, real fast, so you can see what I mean. See what I do, bro.
We all have our own separate rules that we gonna say.
I have a little bit of
But then we come together for one cause, bro. You know what I mean? And say, bring all our powers together. You know?
Why you gonna bring the vendors down? Like, it's already a constant
Yeah.
struggle every day. What is
Yeah.
it?
But when you actually look at it,
Yeah. Nah, hey, look,
South
that's the
Central
thing, right? Because when you see all these
Central?
highlights, bro, and stuff
Audit.
like, it's like, come on, bro. They come here complaining about the street vendors.
Yeah, right?
No, it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Alright, cool.
we don't
Follow
want
me.
to hear from you. You know what I mean?
That's me,
Because
Robert.
most of the
But I'm on the
time,
streets every day. I'm there posted up.
No. She wants you. She wants only the people that sell to go speak up. She want to silence people. That's wrong.
like I said, like,
That's wrong. Oh, this is the thing. They don't got. You got papers? You was born here?
you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Exactly. They're not gonna target you. But if they listen to me, your parents, not you. Your parents don't sell. If the people come over here and they ain't got no papers, they come in and speak, they're gonna target them because they ain't got no papers. You're never gonna understand that because you are born here.
Yeah, there's different.
Exactly. That's why I understand it because
no, but your sister wasn't born here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
You get me?
what's
But the
so
thing is,
different.
like, I was born here and I have that privilege, okay? So I use that
That's
privilege.
what I'm saying,
Okay,
I
so
need
I
to.
use that
But why
privilege
am
to
I-
go help out.
Why am I now like considered like a white person? Because I was born here. Like that's a very
because you
big
got that
difference.
shirt.
you got that shirt. That shirt made you white.
Whiteness not only the color of skin, it's the way you think.
No,
Yes, it is.
The way
You
you
know?
think, the way you think can make you white.
because this bothers me. This bothers me now because you guys are minimizing my emotions about being a woman. Being a woman vendor, you still haven't mentioned one spot that's a woman-owned
I literally
vendor.
saw one lady coming through across the street like before I got here.
It's hers or she works for somebody.
I don't
You
know.
answer questions, my boy?
Difference.
You answer questions?
Huh?
The people saying if you do you answer questions?
Well, right now,
All right,
apparently.
all right, all
That's
right.
what I'm saying. Is it hers or does she work for somebody? There's a big difference when you work for a vendor or when it's yours. There's a whole big
Okay,
difference.
but okay, listen. Now you're asking only. Earlier you said street vendors.
Yeah.
Street vendors are the people that are selling.
Tell her to go home, really.
And those 80% of the street vendors from LA County,
Well,
they are
that's-
women.
Hey,
Well,
your
that's what
fans
I'm
on there
saying,
vicious,
it's like-
bro.
They vicious, bro.
Difference about
Oh, my fans are vicious, bro. They vicious.
vendor
Look, they
having your
attacking
own
her.
business
Look,
and doing it yourself. There's a difference when you work for a vendor.
stop, lady, stop. What's
It's
the?
like when you work
What's
for a
her
brick and
point?
mortar. It's a whole
Nothing's
different-
wrong
there's no
with when being
difference.
born in the country and progressing. Yellow shirt, no mames. Tell her to go home early and shut the hell
No,
up.
serious. I'll show you the comments again.
Look, I will show you.
It's
I will show you so you can see yourself. I want to see your face.
You called it
Look.
Virginia. So cringe
Look.
for this is 9. She needs to bounce. It's hers.
Look,
Now
look at the
hush.
comments speak for themselves.
I'm saying, but there's no other thing you didn't bring up.
Hey, nah, guys, don't, guys, don't call her Llorona, guys. Don't call her Llorona. Don't call her Llorona.
I'm just trying to talk to you guys.
That's good.
Hey, hey, I hope you or your family never in that position where you're gonna need a guy with a camera. Remember what I just told you. I hope you or one of your family members, they never need the help of the camera.
I'm just saying.
Tap in, tap in.
back to that, please.
Hey, my boy, no yellow shirt.
Yeah, that's what everybody.
Huh?
The only reason why he didn't have a yellow shirt is he didn't have a size. You know damn right he'd be repping the yellow shirt if he had like double XL.
Man, we probably missed the whole thing.
Hey, Don, this right here was really important to us.
Yeah,
Don.
it was important.
Nah, but you see, like,
You know,
right there,
so they can have a point, so they're gonna understand when they wake up, bro, and somebody sees it, they're gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah, you see, and luckily to
I
other
know
people
those
that
guys. I'm not gonna go anymore to the restaurant.
No, straight up.
No more.
You seen them before?
Hey,
You
hey, look though, the owner of the Harbor when he was at Sunday, he supports street vendors, bro. He supports street vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the where our home event center, he supports street vendors, bro.
The one the bar?
The white guy that look like Woody Harrelson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he supports street vendors, bro.
Let me tap in with my boys real quick, though. That's Blackman guys. You got Bree right here. You got
Revolution on
exactly what it
televised.
is, and the Eagle right here.
You already know. And the camera guy, let me see, let me see, let me see, man.
Not the camera, bro. Not the camera. The camera guy.
Well, can you self-insert right here? It's got a battery pack right here. Thank you.
Just don't flip the notebook over because you're gonna be disappointed. Flip it over for the people to see. Just do not flip the notebook over.
Hey, what is that?
Whose card?
That's mine. That's mine.
That's mine. Yeah, I just don't want to drop it.
That's mine too.
As long as you don't disconnect it, we good. We good.
Your key?
Yeah.
Look at it. Watch, I'm gonna hold up, y'all.
You gonna say?
The people are saying, are those the officers who were escorting? Yes, they were. They were the ones escorting the people with white privilege. Yes, they were. That's what they do, guys. Officers were originally the slave patrol, then they established the way to protect people with property. That's the history behind them.
All three of these cops are minorities, though.
Yeah.
Ready? Come on.
That's what we're here to protect.
Freeways in my council district. So right now, they're just gonna be one-off decisions as far as I can tell, or is there?
Oh, character. Check them out.
Away from a driveway that feeds like a actual satellite, I know we have that, but freeways and whatnot.
I think your comment on freeway on-ramps and off-ramps would be a great clarification to add.
Okay, and you understand the motivation is so LBPD isn't going out there on a case-by-case basis. Okay, thank you. That's all I had today. It's even fun.
Carrot Top is still here.
All right, thank you. Before Councilman Kirk goes, I see Councilmember Rick Sody's name hasn't been cleared from the list, so we're gonna fix that queue. Councilwoman Kirk.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, the item I heard in that was
Okay, yeah.
to add a prohibition, or add some language about a prohibition to freeway on-ramps, was the item that I picked up there. Is that, is that correct?
Yes, and also what Councilmember Supernaw said about the possibility of using the licensed kids. I think that's a very good idea. So if we could at least explore that would be great.
That was to explore how they can be used, but not a requirement that they have to use it.
Yes.
Okay,
Great. And you accept the friendly about the programs?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, Councilwoman Kirk.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, city staff, through this whole process. My staff and I participated in some of the forums that you did with both vendors and with community members. And you listened to a lot, and I don't want to say an either or what side, because this really is for me a both and situation, is how are we working together in that sense that the study that was done picked 4 cities that I felt were really appropriate cities to look at. We're not the first city to work on an ordinance. We know more cities are gonna follow the work, and those cities will learn from us in the ways that we learned from these 4 cities about what worked for them and what they had to do some course correction on. So I wanna thank you for picking cities that are similar to us in diversity, in size, and some that are bigger than us as well as we continue to grow. So I want to thank everybody for coming out to talk about it. And I know that some folks in this room thought that these are not enough parameters for vending, and some people who thought there were way too many parameters for vending. And the idea that I really appreciate the conversation with my colleagues who are really looking for a give and take here. Things like chimes for paletas. How do I know they're in my neighborhood if they can't use their chime on my street as they ride by? Making sure there's accessible space for sidewalks. Talking about the possibility of insurance. That it really is a comprehensive conversation that I'm really grateful for the opportunity to give staff a more comprehensive look and what we think we're doing to reflect the needs that we've heard in the room. I don't have all of the little items have already been taken care of by some of my colleagues. One of the things was more that we talked about was the idea that we know that there will be unintended consequences. So we need to, in my opinion, we need to get this done. We need to create an ordinance. But I want to make sure, and you assured me in our conversation, but I wanted to ask again, that 6 months from now, or 9 or 12 months from now, that I want us to continue to engage with the vendors we've engaged with and the community that we've engaged with to figure out what those unintended consequences are for Long Beach. Because we know what some of them were for San Diego and they made adjustments. But because we are Long Beach, we know we are unique and may have unintended consequences that have not been seen by the 4 cities that were used in the study. So that there is an opportunity and an openness within the ordinance to come back for review with continued community input to make course corrections when necessary. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. And as part of the motion, I believe it's returned in 6 months after implementation. But just so you know, like we've mentioned, the ordinance will have to be reviewed by Coastal Commission, which could take 12 to 18 months. So the review and the assessment will be based on implementation outside of the coastal zone.
Thank you. We talked a little bit about the health permit already. And we talked about that there will still be an education piece. There will still be a first visit. And I also asked for assurances that those first visits happen not just on paper, that we're not walking up to vendors, handing them rules on paper, but that we're reaching out and talking to folks in their native language, if they're not native English speakers, but also understanding that handing folks a sheet of paper in their native language might not be as useful to them as well in case there's literacy issues even in their home language. So making sure that we're having really intentional conversations in home languages to be able to support and answer the questions of our vendors when we do that education visit, so that if there is an enforcement to come, that we are really earnestly doing that work. So in terms of language access, is that something that the team who would do that education visit, that they would require?
Correct. Our teams currently have language access available to those vendors.
Great, thank you. And this is, again, a conversation for the night. It's not specific to the ordinance, but I would suggest a working group to find potential solutions. Councilmember Supernat just talked about commissaries and shared facilities that we have some resources in the community. But really putting together a work group of some folks in the private sector and nonprofits to talk about some access, potential access for vendors who might not know or have access in other ways, to put something like that together as we continue to help people along the road in their entrepreneur journey.
What they thought? That we wasn't gonna land? Let's go this way.
Hasta el chingadera se fue, huh?
Yeah.
Antes que empezó todo, ¿o qué?
Yeah.
That was a close one. The stick, huh?
So you was gonna break it?
Oh, hell nah.
Careful.
I was not in bad.
So there you have it, guys. I mean, you guys seen all the llorones, guys. You guys seen all the team effort, guys. Make sure you guys tap in with my boy, Greenhead Audits, Edgar the Cop Watcher.
She was talking about don't end the live. She was talking about how they tried to come up with like say like a little solution, and it was to enforce insurance that the vendors have to get, which is $500. You get me? So that's why next meeting we need a whole fucking show out, bro. You feel me? This has to be no charge for the vendors. You know? 'Cause they've been doing
No,
this.
I mean, even I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think it's a bad idea. They're gonna charge $500 a year or something like that for the insurance of the sidewalk if anything happens. I mean, it's good. You can't implement it as bad. I wouldn't implement it as bad because if they're gonna give them that gap for them to sell out there, dog.
But no, that's on top of the permits, my boy. And that's only, and also you have to understand that that's only if they have the specific permits that the city wants them to have.
Okay, I get your point.
So that's why that's why it's like you need, if there's gonna be insurance, it's got to be full coverage with everything can come with it.
Edgar, volteate, güey. You know what I mean, Edgar? Huh?
That's the thing. If they don't come with the whole package, it's just basically like another rule and regulation. But like I said, I appreciate everybody who tuned in.
Hell yeah.
Everybody give it to me for free.
No charge.
No charge. Back with my boy, you're the cop watcher right here, Bachman. Bachman on Instagram, South Central Audits, and everywhere.
Bam.
There's an ego and everything.
Hell
Y'all
no.
stay safe, man.
Hey, guys, we gotta find a nickname for my boy Ryan though.
A nickname, my boy?
I think it's gonna be Baby Eagle. Baby Eagle, dog. Cause that was younger than me, you know what I mean?
All right, guys, that's it for right now.
Hell yeah, guys. About to end the live. I'm here with my boys, man. It was a great day. Great day for the street vendor, guys. I mean, I hope the street vendor community stays over here and watches all our stuff, man. And I hope you guys really know, man, you guys really got a big community behind you guys, man. And we support you guys 100. Just remember that, man. Next meeting, we will have show out. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. That council meeting, I'm going to take it a 70-30 positive. I'm going to take it on a 70-30 positive level, guys. So... South Central Audit, guys, and I'm out. You good, nigga?